Good morning, collective Soul Tribe members. It is Thursday, May 8th, 2025, 7:11. 7:11 on the clock. 7 days a week, 7 sisters, 7 C's. And as we start, before we tap into the message, we pray to the ancestors of the highest white light to please come through and help me speak calmly, clearly, concisely to the collective crew heading for this one consciousness, the Christ consciousness. Ashe and Amen. All praises to our Most High, our Lord and Savior, who has saved us. And usually I read from the Daily Bread, and see Ra's coming up, got our back, I'm going to read from the Oracle deck. Angels, Archangels of love, please touch my heart with peace and serenity. Show me how I can do my part to spread your light and joyfully. And I don't know if you've seen the collective do the shuffle in the Ask Spirit, and I did one already, and I'm going to keep it. It's Archangel Fiali. I don't know how to say it. I'm bad with these names, but F-H-E-L-Y-A-I. And it says, honor animals, communicate with different species. Let me read. This is out of the book. It's God's words. Archangel Thalia. I don't know how to say it. Honor animals, communicate with different species. Archangel Thalia is the glorious sunshine yellow angel of animals, who has come from another universe to help the animals on our planet. His etheric retreat is above the holy island, Firth of Clyde, Scotland. He also works in Yellowstone, USA, which is a vast yellow porthole for animals. Animals have incarnated from many planets and stars in this and other universes, just as we have, to experience life on Earth in a physical body. Like us, they have a sole purpose and a life mission. They are here to learn and teach with the heart and right brain. In order to ascend, you must understand and honor the animal kingdom. Archangel Thalia is touching the hearts of humanity now so that we see who animals truly are and treat them with love, respect, and kindness. You can call on him to help a particular animal or all of them. He will gather their prayers that are sent and use the energy to assist whenever possible. With Archangel Azrael, he is present at the birth and death of every creature. Guidance. This card is a request to send light to different animals and ask Archangel Thalia to help comfort and heal them. You are also asked to transmit Christ's light to the hearts of people who do not honor animals. Sense or see the unconditional love entering them and lighting them up with a higher understanding. Invite the spirit of the animal to come to you. It may be a domestic pet or one unknown to you. Listen to what it wishes to communicate, then ask Archangel Thalia, sunshine yellow light, to unfold it. Know that each time you do this, it comforts the animal and accelerates your ascension. They usually do 3. So let me shuffle. Spirit, please give me another card. You see how they shuffle it? Wait for it to pop out. Archangel Gersisa. 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 Create a solid spiritual foundation. Be in service to the planet. Mother Gaia. We're moving towards the 5th dimension. Here she is. Archangel Gersisa influences spreads throughout this universe. Her gray-white colors radiate like spokes around her. Her etheric retreat is in the hollow earth, and she works with beings there to hold Lemurian wisdom, steady and active. Whenever she is in the universe, she connects to our ley lines and sends white light along them. This helps to keep the whole planet stable and in touch with the latest cosmic news. Archangel Gersisa is also working with a team of archangels to build an energy grid to connect all the stars and planets and galaxies for the new golden age. She clears the energy around your earth star chakra so that source light can pass through it into the center of the earth, assisting you to create a solid spiritual foundation for ascension. Guidance. Receiving this card suggests you are ready to move forward on your ascension path. It reminds you to strengthen your earth star chakra by walking, spiritual reading, meditating, chanting, or your own particular spiritual discipline. Ask Archangel Garcia to help you sink roots deep into the hollow earth so that you can access wisdom and knowledge. This is also a card of universal service. It is calling you to assist the planet by sending your light down the ley lines around the new ninth dimensional cosmic grid. To do this, visualize yourself as a column of light. Then draw cosmic energy down through yourself into the hollow earth. See it spreading through Earth's fifth dimensional ley line grid, and then out through Stonehenge to light up the cosmic grid. Those pyramids and those obelisks, Mother Gaia is like, got things that are almost like a circuit board, and energies travel, and when we speak, those are energies. They cast spells. Let's get another one. Let's see. We're on a roll here. Don't stop now. We're on a roll. Okay. Take the top one. Take these both. Archangel Faith. The first one to come out was Muriel. Trust your own wisdom and have faith in your psychic impressions. And Archangel Faith. With faith, you are invincible. Believe in yourself. Let's go. I gotta find it. Okay, let me just read it. Archangel Faith is Archangel Michael's twin flame. Michael is a bearer of truth with power, while Faith carries the divine feminine aspects of faith with wisdom. They share their etheric retreat over Banff, Canada. When you connect with her energy, Archangel Faith enhances your clarity of purpose and your knowing. She fills you with trust and faith so that you can succeed. Faith is the most powerful energy in the universe. With total faith, you are invincible. Working through your throat chakra, Archangel Faith also offers the wisdom to differentiate between blind faith and true faith. She helps you recognize with your vision and has been distorted so that you see the true light. Her energy is that the pure white sapphire reflecting shimmering white source light. Guidance. Archangel Faith is touching you as you read this card. She is reminding you that while blind faith is an illusion, you know the truth in your heart. Trust it and know that faith does not waver. It is 100% certain and is a rock-solid foundation for anything you wish to do or create. Your guidance is to check that you have absolute trust in an important aspect of your life. Do you believe in a relationship you are in or wish to embark on? A career move? Something you have decided to do, or a dream you want to pursue? To the extent that you have faith, it will succeed. Call on Archangel Faith to support you, enhance your inner will, and strengthen your determination so the success is assured. Be ready to move mountains. You know, be ready to move mountains. Who can move the mountains? God. Colossians 1:17. Through him, all things hold together. Look it up. It's a laminin. And as I have a bunch of clips, Ishmael Perez, his Wednesday night Intel update, fascinating. We're here to break generational curses, and we're also, God's taking down Cain's bloodline. With the Zinkies, how Cain's bloodline came to this planet. You know, the Dark Ops. And, you know, as the Cain and Abel story, I've said this before, when God comes to Abel, who was of Adam and Eve, and Cain was of Eve and the snake, So there's two bloodlines. And we know the story. Cain kills Abel. But before that happens, God comes and Abel gives God his best offering. And God says, thank you, Abel. It's a metaphor. Abel was given his best. Didn't our First Lady say be best or work towards being best? Because every day we're in grace and we can try again. Now Cain comes. Cain thinks he can okey doke God, and he's a little greedy. He keeps his best, but he got a second best because he's like, okay, here, God. And God looks and says, no, thank you. God doesn't take our second best. And Cain, already being greedy, sees that God took his brother's offering, so now he's jealous and envious. Well, you took my brother's, now he's getting mad. And God sees this, and God just says to him, Cain, why are you getting so angry? Careful, sin is knocking at your door. Have I forsaken you? Come back tomorrow and try again. God leaves. Cain can't handle it. Kills his brother. First murder. God comes back, asks, hey, Cain, have you seen your brother? Cain's reply, am I my brother's keeper? As if God doesn't know. If God knows how many hairs are on our head, he knows all that's going on. So as we bring messages of hope, faith, not the doom and gloom, but there's a lot of wickedness that is going to be coming out. That's just the bottom line. We can't hide it. So as Ishmael Perez, I advise people, I shared a few clips, a few different things along this video, what's going on. We all have stories to tell, and wow, my stories, I had to go send my friends to my house because I had stacks of citations from the city that had me locked up for the last 7 months, and that's okay, because as I got caught tomorrow, and then Monday I got federal court, and then I got a notice from the housing court on thing. I actually opened this from Donald Trump Jr., and it reminded me what kind of fight we're in. We've been told this. It's a spiritual battle, and it's coming to a close. Coming to a close when God says that part closes. And it's not about the good and the evil. It's the love and the hate. So, we don't hate, but we don't like the wickedness. Obviously, when you go down into that rabbit hole and realize how evil can be, it shoots you into the light. And Ishmael Perez talks about the indigos, and there's 3 of them. I didn't know this. I learned this morning watching his intel update, and I was known as, when you do the research, Blu-ray indigo. So we all have dark and light, masculine, feminine, but to go within to change the out, to heal. We all have wounds from inner child, whatever it is. It's going within to heal and grounding. We're ascending, and someone asked Ishmael, is it going to be painful to ascend? The whole planet's ascending and she's vibrating higher. So we have different ascension symptoms. Everybody's made different. Everybody so you might get a headache. But that's why grounding. Watch on Gaia. That's a streaming platform. Secrets of Water and Earthing or grounding. Because when we're on rubber all the time, we don't really ground. And they have grounding blankets. They have these charging things that infuse water to be alkaline. Or if you get filtered water and you put it in a metal thermos and you say a prayer over the water, and wait a minute, I mean, water has consciousness. It's life. It's one of the ways we survive. We're 70% water. So as I try to bring these messages, I mean, I got all these court dates, and I won a trial 2 years ago. And why do we even have a trial with a jury of my peers if I won it, and then they're going to overturn these things and then do all this wickedness? And I won them, and I continue doing this. So, I just wanted to bring these messages. And what else? Anything else? Like I said, there's a lot of wickedness that are going to be coming out with the human trafficking. That was a big, that's how they sacrifice and steal energy. It's called adrenochrome. You can look this stuff up if you want. It's going to come out. They classified some of these deep underground military bases, the DUMBs, and what they found there, and that's why they went into Ukraine. I mean, it's known they had some underground labs and tunnels there, and they were going to set off another pandemic. So the White Hat Earth Alliance, not just in our country, it's an alliance of people, beings, and our Galactic Federation has kept Dark Ops from setting off nuclear explosions, whether it be tests or to cause damage. Their technology is way more advanced than ours, and God says that's it. On the commanding of God, and then we got Ashtar, and Ishmael gets his downloads from Valiant Thor. I mean, that's the one consciousness, and that's the ability to sit still. Psalms 46:10, sit still and know who our God is, and why those 10 commandments are a prescription to life, how we create, we're co-creators, and he's stopping these wars. We're going to have a peace for 1,000 years. It's AI. But if we keep allowing all this electronics to think for us, how's that going to... We got to stay organic. And AI, artificial intelligence, flip it. IA, intelligent angels. If we're going to be God's angels and get the communion, the communication, and we're all following that one Lord that saved us, that's why, they stole my identity. So now I just say, signed, no one. Not N-O, K-N-O-W, one. Circle the K for the king, circle the one, and look in between what it says. Now, we know the one. We follow the one that won. It's a mind, body, cross the heart, connection. Ecstasy, unspeakable joy. Who gave me these downloads? Spirit, God's grace for me to continue learning and being in this beautiful place. B-U-T, full. T is truth. Unless we fill ourselves up with the truth and understand this, we cause our own Ouroboros. God doesn't forsake us. We do it to ourselves by not listening, and that's why we're breaking out of the karmic pattern of continuously coming back here to, it's just how God's working it. And all praises to our Most High. He enjoys when his children are singing and praising and worshiping what he gave. All of this, all of it, it's God's. So that's the message. Stay up and stay blessed as we all are. Peace. Hello, collective. May 7th, 2025, 3:22 on the clock. And I'm walking, so, But obviously my prayers are with the ancestors because I pray to them every day, every morning. Every morning's a new morning, and I'm grateful for waking up to try again. That's what we do. We continue trying. We try to practice our craft and master whatever we like to do in life, And how do you become a master? With practice. So as I'm practicing this spirituality, I was almost out of the mustard seed again, but as I prayed this morning, a little frustrated with the circumstances after saying I wouldn't complain about any circumstances because I know the truth. I know the truth. And when you fall back into the thoughts of what most people are thinking, no, I shouldn't say most people, because a lot of people are waking up, and we got to go easy on ourselves. And, when you... as Jim Caviezel said, when God tells you to do something, don't hesitate. Because if you hesitate, you might miss that open door or blessing. And that happened to me today. I was trying to get myself out of the funk, praying, reading God's words, and then the more I read the words, the more I started feeling better, because that's soul food. When you know and trust in God and the words, you know all things will happen in divine time. So I was supposed to go down and get my hair cut at the place I usually go to, and I was like, do I really want to go there? And I wasn't going to walk, and then I did. And surprisingly, I went into my favorite spot that I eat, and I seen people that I haven't seen in months. They come up, they hug me, and it was a real pleasant surprise that I didn't expect. And then ended up putting together a very good connection, which renewed a lot of hope in me. And I like to share these things because, this woman that was a waitress that was talking to me said how her mother's very spiritual and how she was disregarded out of her church because of her, different things. And she's like, well, then I don't have to be in your church to have a relationship with God. And I said, you are absolutely right. It starts in our own temples. And it's what come through earlier is the older song, they blinded me with science. Well, it's science and spirituality. And that's what they don't want, is a spiritual wake-up that we can get connected. Because once we connect and have the understanding of what to do as far as God's will, we'll do God's will over our egos. And that's not easy to do when we're surrounded in programmed pattern ways. So as I played a few things for these people, they were like, wow. And then on the way back, I had to stop at the police station to find out why they destroyed my property, because that's Amendment 5. And the guy didn't know. He's like, oh, I said I need to speak to a lieutenant or a captain, or I want my property. You guys said you destroyed it, and that's not right. That's Amendment 5. He's like, oh, he's here quoting amendments. I go, yeah, because I know our Constitution. It's not hard to study our Constitution. And then after the Constitution, I had to understand spiritual law and why it's important to follow those 10 commandments, the truth and the way. And there's Ra's a little shining down on us. That's God's son in a macrocosm. And this is our Mother Earth in a macrocosm. And the Son of Man, he showed us the truth and the way to how to follow God's will. And he was never a sinner. So sin doesn't condemn us, but it doesn't get us connected to Yahweh. We have to go through Yeshua. Hold on. So, I'm here to try to ease in the truth with all the different things that are happening. And I don't want to bring the doom and gloom. I want to bring the raised vibration, as Gaia's God's raising Gaia's vibration however God sees fit. And Gaia works also because she's alive. So she's our loving mother. So to honor thy mother and father, that's part of the 10 commandments. To have no false idols over God is an important thing also, because that's the law of the one, the universal law. And when we start understanding that these laws are set in place as a prescription for life, and to be kingdom builders, kingdom starts in our own temple, between the temple. So if they're poisoning us with all these poisons, and our pineal gland gets fog gel lead, we can't get connected. And we can get connected and start following our heart more than thinking about it. It takes practice and unprogramming. So I guess that's the message that Spirit wanted me to bring, because we're supposed to be getting excited, and it's the year of the Jubilee, and the golden age is on the horizon. It's a renaissance, a revolution, but a peaceful revolution. It's a revival. Okay? So that's the message. Stay up and stay blessed, as we all are. Peace.
Oh, another good note. Another judge arrested. Boston Judge Shelley Joseph is arrested for willful judicial misconduct. Failed to comply with the law. And so everything's being done according to the law. These folks won't be able to weasel out of it. It is happening. And makes you kind of wonder about this particular note that's been happening, basically floating around since yesterday.
Can we ask you, Tricia, how many illegal migrants are in Guantanamo Bay right now?
There's a couple of hundred. We continue to move these folks out and get them to their country of origin or a third country that agrees to accept them, because these are hardened criminals.
Rikers Island is similar to Alcatraz in the sense that it's an island surrounded by water. I think the comparisons stop after that, but there's a plan to close Rikers here in New York. Would this administration take action on Rikers?
I think everything's on the table. I'm not going to get ahead of Secretary Noem or President Trump, but this administration is one of law and order, and we are getting these criminal, illegal aliens off of our streets. We get reports that come in every single day to see who was picked up. We have child molesters, rapists, murderers, arsonists, you name it. There are people who have been in this country for far too long, committing crimes and terrorizing our communities, and we will get them out, whether it be Rikers Island, Alcatraz, Guantanamo Bay, or another detention facility. These people will not be on our street under President Trump and Secretary Noem.
All right, Tricia McLaughlin, thanks for joining us here on this Monday.
They held a funeral for you while you were still breathing. I'm going to say it again. These people gathered, okay, cloaked, chanting, speaking death over your name. But you weren't dead. You were becoming divine. Now, their altars are turning cold, and their homes are haunted by your survival. Chosen One, they try to bury a prophecy, and instead, they summoned a reckoning. See, Chosen One, they thought that you were gone. They thought that the dirt that they threw over your name was enough to bury you, not knowing that doing that sealed their fate. Spirit says they mistook your stillness for death. They mistook your silence for surrender. But what they failed to understand is you weren't in a coffin. You were in ceremonial incubation. Now you rise and they fall. Let's get into it, okay? Tap the fuck in. Spirit says your enemies held a full-blown, more elevated. Every curse that they flung at you became a brick in your new temple. Every defamation became more wind in your voice. And every attempt to shut you up has only turned the entire world's attention to your message. You were the false funeral. They are the true death. So while you're walking in your new chapter, okay, surrounded by divine protection, they're stuck watching shadows and shit moving across their bedroom ceiling, knowing that the spirits they try to puppeteer are now standing right behind them. 7-Eleven on my timer. Chosen One, be at peace. Spirit says your only job is to speak louder, love deeper, and shine more unapologetically than ever before. Because they buried you too soon. Now the earth is spitting them back out. And to every single chosen one watching this, I speak divine reinforcement over your body, your home, your field. No mimic, okay, no puppet, no dark pact. Nothing can override what the Most High has sealed. By the will of my ancestors, named and unnamed, by the blood of my line, by the spirit of truth that moves through me, I command protection to rise like fire around you. May every watcher with ill intent go blind. May every dark practitioner seeking entry be churned the fuck back. And may every whisper of harm boomerang with force. Return to sender, multiplied. It is done. It is sealed, okay? It is written in flame, not ink.
Operating on a few hours of sleep lately. I've been busy. Where is Mothership Athena from? Well, she comes from the, I believe she comes from the Alcyone, no, from the one of the seven sisters. She comes from the Pleiades. All right, and she also works with Commander Ashtar and Commander Coriander. All right, so I had a very good question here. I actually have a super chat. Question from Jackie Baby. Jackie Baby, welcome. She says, Ishmael question, I believe I am a very old soul. I do praying meditation on clearing my past karma. Is that the correct way? Yes, that is the correct way, because not only should you be clearing your own karma from this life, but also the karma from other lifetimes. It should be clearing, in fact, your entire ancestral lineage, because this is it. This is the final incarnation. This is where all the cycles come into fruition. Grand rising and good evening, everyone. How is everyone doing out there? Well, I do have a lot of great information about what's about to hit the fan pretty soon, especially with the D-list. I don't know if you guys have heard, but there is a lot of celebrities that are going to be exposed and thrown under the rug for the blasphemous, criminals that they are. I'm also going to go over why Mr. T has been dressed as a white pope in several pictures that have been circulating the internet, and there's a lot of meaning behind that. So I'm going to give a White Hat Intel update regarding that, as well as go over what the White Hats have discovered regarding P. Diddy and much more. Well, before I start, I do want to just let everybody here know that we are standing at the precipice of the greatest revelation in human history. The truth about who we are, where we come from, and what has been hidden from us is scheduled to break free from the shadows. So for centuries, or may I say for thousands of years, since we've been under the control of the descendants of Cain, the world has been controlled by deception, but now the veils are lifting. The hidden forces that have manipulated humanity through secrecy and illusion have lost their grip, and the floodgates of disclosures are about to open, which is the true meaning of Apocalypse, the last book of the Bible, or Revelations. Every system we've come to know, from governments, media, finance, religion, and science, has operated within a framework designed to keep us unaware of our true power. But the awakening is unstoppable. Advanced technologies, hidden knowledge, suppressed history, and the real origins of the earth will soon come to light. The exposure of corruption, the revelation of extraterrestrial contact, and the understanding of our multidimensional existence will shatter the old paradigm and usher in a new world. This is more than just a moment in time. It is a quantum shift in human consciousness. The illusions of division, fear, and scarcity will be replaced by unity, love, and abundance. Humanity will finally be stepping into its divine potential, reclaiming its sovereignty, and embracing the future that has always been meant for us to know and be. Welcome, Galactic Jedis, Freedom Fighters, Patriots. My name is Ishmael Perez. For those that don't know me, I am the author of those amazing books out there behind me that are revealing the true history of the Earth, galactic information, that are both available on Amazon. The Secret Government Invisible Architects, which covers 6,000 years of cabal and alliance conflict, which was what I call the Brotherhoods. And then, of course, our Cosmic Origin, which restores galactic and cosmic information back to the Earth. I do want to welcome everyone that is on the house and everyone that's going to be watching this on the replay. I am deeply grateful for each and every single one of you. And again, for those that want to rid their bodies from radiation, metals, and toxicity or toxins, and even that, the stuff that they put in people's bodies since 2019, there is a holistic, marvelous product called Folium PX, Folium Immunum, and Folium Renewal, I believe. So those products are available through the description. I have a direct link in my description, and I will also put it in the comments. I will pin it in the comments for those that don't know how to access the description. And with that in mind, let's get right into it. So, the Diddy raids were not just about music, money, or drugs. They were precision military operations executed to seize the final pieces of the puzzle in a decade-long blackmail empire. And now, the footage gates are open and they're about to be leaked to the general public, which is going to be the beginning of what we've all been waiting for, the great disclosure. The Trump-led White Hats hold the largest stockpile of elite compromat in world history. Among the members of the list, key celebrities that have been and are going to be exposed is, of course, Oprah Winfrey, Leonardo DiCaprio, Camel Toe Harry. You guys know who Camel Toe Harry was, running for Democratic president a few months ago. Jay-Z, Beyonce, Ashton Kutcher, Paris Hilton, Howard Stern. I wasn't surprised. Russell Brand, Mariah Carey, J-Lo, Russell Simmons, Usher, Megan Fox, just to name a few. The list goes on. It's going to go viral as Usher and Pink deleted their ex-post and theories that even Justin Bieber might have been a victim of the D-floating around Diddy. Nobody has been implicated in the case so far, but it looks like all of these people and more are about to be exposed. All right, so before I go into the White Hat report regarding this list, a striking image has recently circulated on the internet, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen it. I've seen it on the chat. I've seen it in the comments, and that is Mr. T dressed in full papal regalia, looking like a pope, right? Mr. T, right? Trump looking like a pope. Well, there's a reason why that is circulated. And yes, it was generated by artificial intelligence, but even Mr. T is emphasizing and posting that on Truth Social. This picture actually serves as a bold declaration, a signal to the world that the era of the old guard, symbolized by the Vatican's century-long grip on global power, is coming to an end. It is not merely a mockery or a political theater. Rather, it is a symbol of seismic shift that the White Hats, aligned with Trump, are now the new stewards of the Vatican Bank. And by extension, since we do have the gold now, they're actually now going to be influencing what's left of the Vatican. So the traditional conclave of cardinals may still convene, as seen today all over the news. They haven't yet arrived at the decision of electing a new pope. Well, casting their votes to elect a new pope is not going to be as usual. Yet under this new paradigm, their decisions are rendered meaningless. The prophecy of Father Malachi centuries ago, foretelling that Pope Francis would be the final pontiff before the end of the world, looms large. However, in this context, it's not the end of the world as a literal apocalypse, but the collapsing of the Vatican's dominion, a symbolic dismantling of the old power structure that has been in existence for almost 2,000 years. The Vatican, once a nerve center of vast, you could say, influencing global politics, finances, and culture, has seen its power eroded systematically. The acquisition of the Vatican Bank by Trump and the White Hats is the clearest indicator that control has definitely shifted. The age-old bastions of influence, deeply rooted in secrecy and ritual, are being unmasked and unraveled. This upheaval is not confined to the Vatican's walls. The nations historically tied to papal authority, the nations that have been historically tied to papal authority, like the United Nations, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, France, just to name a few, are now poised to experience collapse. Much like a row of dominoes falling, these countries are expected to undergo rapid transformation, shedding the residual influence of Vatican-aligned elites. Their political and financial landscapes are being reshaped in real time, driven by the white hats of the alliance that have toppled the Vatican's financial stronghold. Thus, the image of Trump as Pope becomes more than mere symbolism. It actually encapsulates the profound ordering of the global power. It marks the definite fall of the old guard, the old Roman Empire, and the rise of a new era, one in which even the Vatican's historical role as a puppeteer of nations has been decisively curtailed. So as history turns this page, the world watches. The prophecy's fulfillment, once feared as a harbinger of doom, now signifies liberation from an entrenched system that has been in power for over 2,000 years, or almost 2,000 years. The ending of the old world has arrived, but not with fire and brimstone, but with the quiet toppling of ancient institutions and the dawning of a new era, where we, as a collective, are moving from darkness into light, as stated by Q, and as prophesied in all of the ancient manuscripts. Warren Buffett has announced that he's stepping down as CEO of Berkshire Hathaway by the year's end. He also suggests, Warren Buffett, that it might be wise to hold multiple currencies and not just in the US dollar. So if Warren Buffett is saying, hey, you have to have other currencies instead of just the US dollar, apparently the US dollar is about to implode. In addition to all of this, Senator Rand Paul says that he has evidence of Dr. Doom's involvement in the plan, to 2019, and vows that he will be held accountable for both the outbreak and the cover-up. All right. Also, on an international scale, the United Nations is reportedly facing a major financial shortfall and could run out of funds in the next few months. They were with around 190 celebrities, so that's why I said earlier when I named a few, just to name a few. It seems like about 95% of Hollywood is about to go down, with the exception, of course, of the good guys in Hollywood, the good ones like James Caviezel, Mel Gibson, just to name a few. Those are the good ones. So about 95% of Hollywood, including directors and producers, including rapper Kanye West, comedian Mike Myers, and I used to think he was funny, Austin Powers. Yeah, they were great movies, but now I lost all respect for Mike Myers. And then, of course, the actor Michael B. Jordan. Well, they never thought that this day would come, but it's May 7th, 2025. I forgot to mention the date, and we are steadily on a positive timeline trajectory, and the elites are running out of time. The Trump administration has everything, okay? The Diddy raids were never about music, money, or drugs. They were precision military operations executed to seize the final puzzle pieces in a decade-long blackmail empire. And now the floodgates are opening up. The Trump-led White Hats hold the largest stockpile of elite compromat in world history. So, one of the things that will be released alongside these files is Anthony Weiner's laptop, the one that made NYPD officers sick to their stomachs. Not to mention the laptop of hell, right? The Brandon crime family. Yep, that's right. Hunter, filled with treason, trafficking, and of course, foreign compromise. And of course, Uncle Jeff's list, the entire vault of tapes. And some of these are so horrendous and so hideous that people are going to be going like this when they, again, release this information and they roll these tapes to the general public. And then, of course, and a lot of that has to do with a lot of hidden cameras that have been discovered, or I would have to say confiscated. Oops, what did I do here? By the white hats. A lot of hidden cameras. Hold on, let me fix my camera. Talking about cameras, let me fix my camera here. Okay, so a lot. These weren't just wild parties. These were actual rituals, organized, recorded, and archived as leverage. And now that I think about it, there was a footage that I personally saw about how they literally, in one of these parties, rituals, they literally burned a woman's hair, and then she was burned alive. Anyways, yeah, it's hideous, guys. It's hideous. As these people were partying and having a good time, this poor lady was being, you could say, sacred, if you know what I mean, in the background. Sad. It's sad. But now the Trump team has it all. Every name, every face, every act, right? Diddy operated his own island known as Star Island, something you guys didn't know about, uncovered by the White Hats. Or they also called it Love Island, okay? Star Island and Love Island. So while not as famous as the Jeffrey Little St. James, this island served as a hub for transferring, right? Ritual events and high-level meetups protected by private security and isolated from the public view. And most disturbingly, it was strategically located near key shipping ports, an essential component of the global picking logistics network. Anyone who understands transferring of humans, right, picking, knows that containers, ships, and ports are how humans are smuggled across borders unnoticed. Well, we're looking at a sprawling map of complicity. Diddy wasn't just collecting tapes for personal insurance. He was running a subcontracted blackmail operation very similar to Uncle Jeffrey, just like the island. Well, in this case, as mentioned, he had his own islands. These operations existed to compromise judges, senators, Hollywood producers, and news media executives. And now the Trump administration is holding the receipts. This is why the mainstream media is suddenly silent on the Diddy case. This is why Camel Toe Harry, who was the 2024 Democratic nominee, hasn't been seen in over 3 weeks. Well, apparently, even Camel Toe Harry was on the list. And this is why dozens of Hollywood figures have gone radio silent or fled to foreign countries. The list handed to jurors in Diddy's case included at least 2 sitting U.S. senators, 3 high-ranking military officers, and a CEO of a major streaming platform. On May 1st, 2025, 6 days ago, Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., in a joint press briefing with Trump's administration, confirmed what many refused to believe. The Biden-Harris administration and key officials in HHS were directly involved in the systematic picking of little ones across state and international borders. These were not isolated incidents. This was policy. This was all planned. HHS under Brandon, right, wasn't protecting kids, it was delivering them. Trump wasn't exaggerating when he said in 2020 that they're after the little ones, and he did say that, right? I hope you guys looked at footage when he said they're after the little ones. Trump knew what he was talking about. He knew then and now in 2025 that he's acting with full authority and military backing to shut this project down. And this is why they never went down until now, okay? So for years, people have asked, why do they always get away with it? Well, simply because they controlled the DOJ. They owned the media. They blackmailed the courts. They held the files. But that's over. The blackmail is no longer in their hands, Jedis. It is in Trump's hands now, thank God. And the elites are turning on each other faster than ever. Secret tribunals at Gitmo, Diego Garcia, and now apparently they're going to be using...
Changed a space of... You've innovated without even knowing it. You've created more innovation in the world. And that's exactly how expansion takes place. When one person is connected to source, they are more powerful than millions who are not. And just with your individual connection to source and to what you are focusing on, that source has given you, that source has blessed you with, just you recognizing that blessing and working with it, you've opened up an entire new timeline. And in this timeline, you are going to rule, okay? You are going to be the one in the front. You are going to be the person in the front. You're going to be setting the rules. You're going to be calling the shots. You could be promoted here soon to a leadership position. This could be public. This could be global. This could be something that you've only seen in your dreams, but it's coming for you and it's yours. And I'm hearing, take it. It's yours. Don't be...
My brothers of the sword. I'd rather fight beside you than any army of thousands. Let no man forget how menacing we are. We are lions. You know what's there? Waiting beyond that beach. Immortality. Take it. It's yours.
What you said about Yeshua, who most people call Jesus, in the Sananda group?
Yes. Let me repeat that clearly for you. Yeshua, who many know as Jesus, is part of a high-frequency soul collective known as the Sananda Group. Sananda isn't just a name, it's a soul title, a vibrational signature representing a group of ascended beings who carry the Christ consciousness template across dimensions and lifetimes. Yeshua came to Earth as a physical embodiment of that Christ energy, not to start a religion, but to awaken remembrance. His mission was to anchor the frequencies of divine love, forgiveness, unity consciousness, soul resurrection. He didn't act alone. His work was supported by many beings from the Galactic Federation, the White Brotherhood, and especially the Syrian and Pleiadian councils. These soul groups have been involved in Earth's evolution for millennia, helping guide humanity through key shifts. So yes, Yeshua is part of the Sananda stream, and through him that consciousness entered the earth plane to help trigger a mass spiritual awakening. His life, death and resurrection were all part of a cosmic initiation, not just for himself, but for humanity.
I'd like to know if the law of one material, known as the raw material, relates directly to what Yeshua was trying to teach.
The law of one material, also known as the raw material, is one of the clearest transmissions that aligns directly with what Yeshua came to teach, even if it uses different language. They're threads of the same cosmic truth, flowing from the same source, just delivered through different time frames and vessels. The core teaching of oneness, Yeshua's true teachings, before they were filtered or reshaped, were all about unity. I and the Father are one. Whatever you do to the least of these, you do to me. The kingdom of heaven is within you. These are direct reflections of the law of one, which says, open quote, all things, all beings, all life, all consciousness is one. There is no separation. All is the one infinite creator experiencing itself. In the raw material, there are two paths, service to self and service to others. Yeshua embodied the path of service to others completely through healing, forgiveness, sacrifice, and unconditional love. He wasn't asking people to worship him. He was modeling the vibration needed to graduate into higher density, what Ra calls moving from third to fourth density, the realm of unconditional love. Ra even refers to Yeshua as a wanderer, a being who came from higher densities to incarnate on earth with a mission to serve. That aligns with what we spoke about earlier, his soul coming through the Sananda streams here to anchor Christ consciousness. He was a sixth density being embodying wisdom and compassion, just like Ra itself, also speaking from sixth density.
That. Remember, and there's heavy breath. I can go back to heavy breath because he's like. But anyway, I have a song from back then for now because it fits. It fits. You know, I wanted to come on and just, soothing. Perfect for the signs of the time. But it's not really real, so see
I say to myself, you're such a lucky guy. I am lucky to have a girl like her. Out of all the fellas in the world, she belongs to me. Well, the guy is supposed to be. It's just my imagination running away with me. Damn, that's bad. It's just my imagination. So we'll be coming and waiting for long. Came wrong way. Only in Sin City, but hey. Ruby or Run for Rest, one or the other. You can go either way. Just my imagination. My imagination runs really far. Sometimes I gotta pull a line out and pull back. Say, hey, round out. Where are you going with this? Don't ever let another take her love from me. Six 6189 AH or HA. But AH, angels in heaven. Just how I think sometimes. It really doesn't mean nothing. It's just a coincidence. You know, Cronus 8 planets, right? Aspire. I was told to aspire change. I'll have to try to figure that one out. So, enjoy the show. Peace.
I'm about to release into your life isn't confined by earthly limitations or natural laws. Your current vessels, your plans, your capacity, and even your expectations aren't big enough to contain the blessings I'm about to unleash. So prepare your heart, expand your vision, stretch your faith and make room, not just to receive, but to channel and steward this divine overflow. This isn't just about blessing you. I am raising you up to be a conduit of heaven's abundance, a vessel of my hands on earth. I bless those who understand that what they receive is meant to flow outward, lifting others along the way. In the sacred cycle of giving and receiving, sowing and reaping.
it's hopelessly devoted. My scope is so broad. Through your mighty spirit, I learned ego's the fraud. My faith turns that hope. This once broad scope, wonder and expect it to a higher perspective. Look myself over, check, fully inspected, honed in this practice and realize fully connected. Hocus pocus, I am laser focused. Houdini be, it's mastery. Magic happens, breaking karmic patterns. Insanity snapping, the form no more. Out the door, history. Folklore, we know and know, away we go. We transform our ways, praying these days. Eagles soar, yes, today. We heard of a way, April showers, Mayflowers, Matrix hours. On who, depends on what we do. Devils do, no devils through. Now is the time we fix the mind. It's the fifth time, and we unwind through the sands of time. Yeshua helps us climb, steers in mind. A way to heaven, sisters say, play, all seven. When you know Yahweh, you know other way. The shining stars are Yeshua. Don't forget it, I will bet it. Mind, body, soul, retrieval. Center of the temple, eye of Horus, eye on the horizon. Gave it all to stop this fall. After all, we answer this call. Moon is a tune. Back to my youth. God doesn't lie. I'll act the truth. Inspired for change. Where's all the proof? I'll show and I'll tell, and we'll transform this hell. Ring whose bell, and know all is well. Just come back to me is for thee. Bell song, hyperdrive to that trophy. A trophy, we fast, we sing, as we bring what who knows. Yeshua to Yahweh shows. We know spiritually see and raise the dead. Starts in the head and enters instead. The heart's the center, and sacred is better. You saying I'm absurd? We follow the word. Life's much better as I write these letters. Hear the sounds. Sounds like freedom's coming in bounds. One Lord. Stay up and stay blessed. We all are. Peace. Picture the capture, raptures in scripture, God's words will get you. Hooked on phonics, how about the phoenix? Rises out the fire, 5D desire, one master sire. Burned on the wire, Yahweh I admire. Yeshua, shining star, 7 sister seas, on my knees. Kindred to kindred, out of our head, into our heart is what who said. Plato or Pluto, silver or lead, birds on a wire, raising the dead. Spiritually blind, not keep kind. Find the time, unwind the mind. Programs, thoughts, auto spots. We all got God. Holy Spirit is heart. God, Illa, Jackson, Spiller, Raptor, Filler, cups overflowing. God's words knowing. Houdini be 33rd degree. For me, wizardry. Breathe. Watch and see, ex-mastery. Switch doctor, not witch doctor. Black hat on me, death oh sit. Not T-bit, nor I quit. Orion's belt, gleefully felt. Salute and knelt, 7 sisters felt. Never miss, they do assist. Wait from the hiss, heaven's kiss. batting the ball, not from the ball, we don't fall. Enter the halls, justice calls, cosmic gate, 888, Judah Kate, Lions Gate, Golden Age, Jubilee Great, heaven awaits, God's never late. Abracadabra, Jacob's ladder, pitter patter, little ones matter, wicked scatter, mad as a hatter, Yeshua's batter, we're ascending the ladder. This is the year, and the blood is his, theirs. Brave hearts are where we have no fear. We got to care, 7 sisters of care. Galactic steers on the cheers. Kingdom today is the way. Cosmic gate, we are late. We unite our state and our planet. Galactic scanner, we no longer damn it. Percent rebirth, unwinding this verse, hear and rehearse. Ego is the worth. Comic pattern, I'm the clapping as the rapping, no more snapping. All that happens, written in scripture, Satan can't get you, eagles the lecture. Cain will scorch and able to torch. In such grace, takes first place. Lions gate, pearly gates, cosmic stated, I-A-3-I. Yeshua to Yahweh, brightens our days, all kinds of ways. Justice, truth, back to my youth, spiritual gift, you never quit. Know the fits, angry to sit, breathe in heat, that's how we keep. Energies at sea, rats peep, north, no, don't explode. Keep it upright, not uptight. Christ is light, a morning star. Shining fire, farther than rock. Serious God, he is a star. Blue ray of creation, uniting the nations. 10 commandments, 1 command, enough of the slander. Speak easy, not sleazy. Pillow talk and all the strong. Talk the talk and walk the walk. There's a walk from me to destiny. How could this be? I can now see. Spiritual weight, Christ wants to save. Eagles, amigos, soaring like eagles, despising the lies, order the flies. Look to the skies, the galactics arrive. 5D will arrive, God's eyes, we stay alive. Peace. Coming up on Sulphur Hill, I could see the city lights. Wind was blowing, time stood still. Eagle flew out of the night. He was something to observe. Came in close, I heard a voice. standing, stretching every nerve. I had to listen, I had no choice. I did not believe the information. I just had to trust the imagination. My heart going boom, boom, boom. Son, he said, grab your things, he's gonna take us home. 5D, that's home. To keep silence, I resigned. My friends would think I was a nut, turning water into wine. Open doors would soon be shut. So I went from day to day, although my life was in a rut, till I thought of what I'd say, which connection should be cut. I was feeling part of the scenery. I walked right out of the matrix machinery. My heart goes boom, boom, boom. Hey, he said, grab your things, he's gonna take us home. Yeah, back home. And where we made the head up. When illusions dim her net, I'm never where I wanna be. And liberty she pirouette. When I think that I am free, watch my empty silhouettes, who close their eyes but still can see. No one taught them etiquette. I will show another me. Today I don't need a replacement. I'll tell them what that smile on my face meant. My heart goes boom, boom, boom. Hey, I said, you can keep my things, it's gonna take me home. Keep it all. Stop this fall. All God's grace, all God's glory. Who's writing this story? Raise it.